How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to your favorite aviation channel. And today we are continuing with this little project that I have this summer of a brand new airport update every Monday. Today is the third episode of this little series, and as you can tell by the title, we are finally doing Chicago Rockford International Airport. So can't tell you how many people have asked me to do this airport over the years. And I've said on many occasions that yes, I will eventually do Rockford Airport. Never got around to doing it, but finally I was able to find some time to put this little diorama together. It's nowhere near the entire airport because Rockford Airport is very spread out. It takes up a lot of land area. So a lot of the airport it's just very, very spread out. So I couldn't really encapsulate a lot of what I wanted to cover or include in my little diorama here because it's just in real life it's just so far apart. So I did my best. This diorama, I think it does a decent job of, giving you a little taste of a little bit of everything of what Rockford has to offer because it's a really, really cool airport. As you know, for those who are regular viewers of my channel, you've probably seen all the Rockford plane spotting videos that I've uploaded over the years. And for the really OG viewers, if you remember back in early 2018, I did a very, very basic, very preliminary airport update of Rockford. That was a long time ago, like I said, 2018, early 2018. Very, very, generic airport update. I'll link it above if you even dare to go check it out. It's not that good, I'll just say it right now. It's got maybe like 3 Allegiant planes and I think maybe a UPS MD-11 or something. It's nothing special, I'll just say that. But this diorama, I will tell you, it was worth the wait. I did my best. It's, again, nothing super amazing, but I think it does a decent job of encapsulating a little bit of, it gives you a little taste of what Rockford has to offer, I would say. So I would love to do regular airport updates on this airport. I would love to make Rockford a regular model airport for this channel. Unfortunately, it doesn't get the recognition that it deserves. And I've noticed that with the plane spotting videos, the many spotting videos from here that I've posted on my channel over the years, this airport just doesn't get the love that it deserves, which is sad because it's such a cool airport. It's the fastest growing cargo airport in the world, according to the airport executives. That's what they like to tout that a lot. But it really is a very, very fast growing airport. It's insane how much I'm not even lying when I say this. I've literally watched this airport grow over the past 4 years. If anybody can say that on YouTube, it's literally me. I'm not even joking. I remember when this airport used to get maybe 1 or 2 767s from ATI every day, and then of course Allegiant, and then UPS's hub is here. But it's gone from that to we get almost daily Korean air flights. We get 747s maybe twice, up to 4 times a day from various airlines. We'll talk more about that later in the video, but I've watched this airport just take off, no pun intended. It's crazy how much growth it just keeps growing, literally. It's just every year it gets busier and busier, and it's amazing. Mostly on the cargo front. It's mainly a cargo airport, as you will see in this video, and I'm sure most of you know this if you're regular viewers of my channel. Not so much of a passenger airport as it is cargo. Because it is only 70 miles away from O'Hare. It's not too big on the passenger scale, but it is very, very big on cargo. I will tell you that, and I will show you all that in a few moments. So let me know, do you want to see more updates of Rockford in the future? I would love to do them. There's a lot of cool planes that come here, and I would love to show you more parts of the airport in model form. Let me know what you want to see. I don't know, but for now we just have this one update for the summer. But if there's demand for it, I will respond to that demand. So here's a little tour of the diorama here. Right here's the passenger terminal, basic 4-gate terminal. This gate is gate 4. They recently added that 2 or 3 years ago. That's relatively new. So there you go. We'll get more into the actual routes and all that in a moment. So there's 2 remote gates here. They would be here if I actually made the effort to put them in, but I didn't because it's just one update. There are 2 here. There's the Korean. That's where they used to park when they first started flying here. Now that the new South Cargo ramp opened up a few months back they've started parking over there, but because it's a very spread out airport, like I said earlier in the video, so that because of that I wasn't able to incorporate the south cargo area and the hangar area into this update, which is unfortunate because that's a really cool, that's the coolest part of the airport in my opinion, but I just put it here. That's where they used to park originally when they first began flights here, so I had to put Korean Air in here. I couldn't resist. This right here is a little shack with the gate attached to it that they call the international terminal. I mean, you can take that how you will. It's literally, if you've seen this in person, it's a shack with the gate attached to it. I don't know it. I mean, yeah, it's an international terminal. Okay, yeah, but it's just a little shed with a gate attached to it. So that's what that is. And then this right here is what Rockford's kind of known for. I mean, aside from their insane cargo operations, this is the bulk of it, I would say. This is the UPS Rockford Air Hub. This is not even half of it. This is like maybe a quarter of it. The UPS Rockford Air Hub, it's huge. I mean, there's way more down that way. And I don't have space to put that on. I also don't have enough UPS planes to show that. But UPS's second biggest hub is in Rockford. So of course Louisville, Kentucky, that's the UPS Worldport. That's their insane hub. That's the biggest hub in Louisville, Kentucky. But Rockford is actually the second biggest hub. This is the Rockford Air Hub. That's what they call it. So yeah, their second biggest hub is here in Rockford, Illinois. So there's about, I think, capacity for like 30, 40 planes. This is 6, but actually there's four stands in a row, so there would actually be one more right here if I had space to put it. So there's 4 like this, 4 planes will be lined up like this, and then it's just like a bunch more down that way, if you know what I mean. So we'll get more into that later, but yeah, this is a big cargo airport. UPS, second biggest hub here, of course. And then, moving down back this way would be South Cargo, be down that way, the new South Cargo ramp that they opened up a few months ago. So Korean Air has their own ramp here. They literally have their own cargo ramp. Like literally only Korean Air is allowed to park there. And we'll get more into the Korean Air operations when we get to this plane in the update. But currently we have, in terms of international carriers, like of course we have UPS and we have Air Transport International, we have Atlas Air, we have Prime Air, who's operated by Atlas Air and Air Transport International. And then internationally speaking, of course, Korean Air is big here. We have Korean Air, we have Magma, operated by Air Atlanta Icelandic, we have them. We have Asiana Cargo. We have, just recently we started getting Silkway from Azerbaijan. They started flying here. Silkway, we started getting Euro Atlantic, Emirates, Qatar Airways Cargo flies here once a week. Emirates did occasionally fly here. They don't have a set schedule, but Qatar Airways Cargo flies here once a week from Munich. We have ASL from Belgium. We have a lot. I can't even name all of them. We have actually also, what's their name? Maleth Aero, some weird cargo airline. They fly A330-200s here from South Korea. And we used to have National, which is a U.S. airline. We used to have National Cargo heavily last summer. They don't fly here that much anymore, sadly, but we did get National Cargo. I'm trying to remember what else. We had Air ACT, the Turkish cargo airline. We used to get them every so often last summer as well, but I haven't seen them in a long time. And it's just, this is the beauty of Rockford Airport. You don't know, it's the unpredictability about this airport. You don't know what's going to come in. Literally, like, it's just literally anything will come here. I'm not even, like, we've gotten Antonov 124s, every so often one of them will show up before the crisis, of course, but that's what makes this airport so cool. I would say this airport is even cooler than O'Hare some days because of how random some of the action is, but it's such a lovely airport. I love it. As you've probably seen on the channel, I've gotten some really cool plane spotting opportunities here. I was able to go airside back in November, and then recently back in April, I was able to get up airside with Korean Air, Asiana, a bunch of cool stuff. Okay, so we'll start off here with the passenger terminal here in Rockford. Recently they renovated it. It looks really nice. It's got a lot of natural light coming into it. Beautiful new terminal, not new terminal, but the new renovation and expansion, which is literally just this small part. You can't really see what I'm pointing at, but where this gate is. It's kind of like this area that they recently added on a few years back. So they renovated the terminal. It looks much nicer now, and it's really cool. So in terms of passenger ops, like I said, Rockford's not a big passenger airport. It's just literally Allegiant. That's it. And then the occasional Sun Country. In terms of destinations, Allegiant-wise, they fly to Phoenix, Mesa Airport in Arizona. They have Punta Gorda, Florida, Orlando Sanford, St. Petersburg, Clearwater. We had Sarasota, Florida. I believe that's a seasonal route. We also have Las Vegas, and I believe that's it. I might be missing one, but I think that's all the routes that we have on Allegiant. So they're a big. Allegiant's nice. They're doing very well here, like they are in other smaller communities. So yeah, and then Sun Country will show up occasionally, either for maintenance or they do a lot of like casino charters. So let me get a better angle of this. It's a nice plane, so I'll give you here. That's pretty nice, isn't it? So Sun Country, they do a lot of like casino charters. They'll fly in from like Gulfport, Mississippi, or Laughlin, Bullhead City, Nevada, whatever that city's called. It's that city's literally a casino town. That airport is literally right next to it. If you Google it, just look it up. I think the airport code is IFP. If you look it up, it's literally like in the middle of nowhere. It's got like the Colorado River running through it. The airport's on one side of the river, and then there's just a big casino on the other side. You literally fly in and you go straight to the casino. Like, wow. Like, so I guess Sun Country, they run a lot of these like casino charter flights to not just Nevada, but also Gulfport, Mississippi. So they do that to Rockford a lot too. So I put that in here just because it's a nice plane. I like the Sun Country livery, and I'm sure you wanted to see more than just Allegiant. So yeah, so we'll start off with this one actually. I don't have a flight number because these flights are so random. This Sun Country 737-800, we'll just say it came in from Gulfport, Mississippi, and is going to head back out to Gulfport, Mississippi on one of those little charter flights that they have. I believe they use Gate 1. This is Gate 1 right here. I believe this is the main gate they use whenever they fly here. So that's what that's for. Next up, Allegiant. Okay, nice. Allegiant A320. And by the way, this airport update, I keep forgetting when I do these videos. I'm planning for this update to be set around 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. So yeah, 11, 12 p.m. Let's just say that. Okay, Gate 2, Allegiant A320. This aircraft, what? Okay, yeah, this came in from St. Petersburg, Clearwater, at 9:50 a.m. Asked flight 1892. It is delayed because it's Allegiant, and it couldn't be it wouldn't be a Rockford Airport update without Allegiant being delayed. So this was supposed to depart back out to St. Petersburg at 10:40 a.m. as flight 1971. It's delayed for about an hour and a half, but it's just now getting boarded up, and bags are coming on for a relatively late depart. I mean, at least it's not going 3 hours late. It's going 2 hours late back to St. Petersburg, which is not that bad, Allegiant-wise. Okay, Gate 3. I don't have a flight number for this one because it seems like Allegiant changes their schedule a lot. So I've seen 2 Allegiants here before. Usually you'd only see one at a time because peak days for Allegiant in Rockford would be like 4 flights a day here, from a different destination. So like on their busiest days, you might have 1 flight from St. Petersburg, and then a few hours later you'll have the Sanford flight come in. A few hours later you'll have maybe Punta Gorda, Florida. That flight will come in at like 5 p.m. and then at nighttime, like 8, 9 p.m. you'll have Las Vegas come in. Oh, Las Vegas! Did I mention that? I think I did. But yeah, usually you'll see 1 Allegiant at a time. The only time you'll ever see 2 is if 1 flight is delayed, which happens a lot more often than you'd think, and I've seen that before, back in like November or something. So this Allegiant A320 is, I'm just going to say he's operating an extra flight to Orlando Sanford because yesterday's flight got canceled. So this is a makeup flight for that canceled flight. So he's pushing back for Orlando Sanford with a small delay of 23 hours. All right, next moving on to the Gate 4, which is empty. And then over here, this, so like I mentioned earlier in the video, Korean Air no longer parks here. Originally, when they did begin flights to Rockford, because the south cargo ramp wasn't opened up at the time, they would be parking up right here by the terminal. So there are 2, well, I think officially there's just 1 stand right here, literally just right beside Gate 4. There's 1 stand right here. So a lot of times I saw Qatar Cargo back in July of last year, I think it was. They parked here. And a lot of times this was before the South Cargo facility opened up. So we had Qatar Cargo, we had Emirates parked here, and I didn't get to see that, though. I would have loved to have seen Emirates here up close like that. Korean Air, of course, other airlines like Magma and Atlas Air, National, even the National A330, when those come in on troop charters or 757s, I think they park here too. So yeah, but because I don't have space to put South Cargo, I had to put Korean here on this area. So that's kind of inaccurate, but the flight itself is not. I couldn't resist putting Korean. I mean, I have to put Korean, So they've invested a lot into Rockford, would you believe it? So this is a Korean 777-300ER operating flight 9045 from Seoul, Incheon, South Korea. That flight comes in at 10:30 a.m. and departs at around 12:50 to 1 p.m. As flight 9046 back out to Seoul. So this service started back in, I think it was October 31st or November 1st. I was actually there for the inaugural. If you've seen that video, I didn't even know it was the inaugural. I found out like later that day that was their inaugural flight to Rockford. And funny enough, it was this exact same plane, HL7782. This was the exact plane that operated the inaugural flight. So if you've seen that video, I was standing in, like, imagine this is a parking lot. I don't have anything there, but look, there's a bus. That's your only indication, but there's like a rental car lot right here. It's right up against the fence, and they parked it right here. That's where that little wide body stand is. So I was able to get some nice close-up shots of it. And there was an Antonov here too, Antonov 12, not the 124, but the Antonov 12 was parked right over here. So I was able to get both of those planes, which is really cool. So Korean, they have that flight 9045 and 9046. They also have a second flight. On some days of the week, they'll operate 2 daily flights to Rockford on 777s nonstop from Seoul. Unfortunately, they won't be here at the same time, so this one would come in at 10:30. Like I said, it would depart back at like 12:50, 12:45 p.m. Usually they leave early, 12:30, 12:45, even though their scheduled departure time is 1:15 or 1 p.m. But there's a second flight that'll come in some days at 2 p.m. and leave at 5 p.m. So yeah, it's really cool. I love it. I never imagined in a million years, if you told me 4 years ago when I was first, going to Rockford, getting acquainted with that area, if you told me 4 years ago that Korean Air and all these international carriers, Emirates, Qatar, that they would start coming to Rockford, I would not have believed you. But it's amazing to see how far this airport has come and how much it's grown. So Korean has their own facility here on South Cargo. They have their own ramp, two gates, I think, 2 stands that only their planes can park at, which is really, really cool. And I really hope they continue having success here. We have a lot of flights from Seoul to Rockford, not just Korean, but we also have Atlas Air, we have Maleth Aero, we have Asiana via Seoul. So much from South Korea, which is amazing. Really, really cool. Here's the little shack, aka the international terminal. We did get international passenger flights. They were charters from the Caribbean, Mexico and the Caribbean. So what would happen is that, like, in recent history, like Miami Air would operate these charter flights. They would be 737-800s. One year, I think 2016, it was the Norwegian 737s that would operate these charters. But then in more recent history, TUI from Belgium, they would lease 2 or 3, I think it was 3 or 4 737-800s out to Miami Air for the winter and the spring season. And they would operate these charter flights from Rockford and Milwaukee, and I think also Lansing, Michigan, to the Caribbean. So like Jamaica, Mexico, I think it's just Jamaica, and the Dominican Republic as well. So those 3 countries, we would get flights there. So from Mexico, I believe we had Cancun. I think that was just Cancun. And then Jamaica, we had Montego Bay. And then the Dominican Republic, we had Punta Cana. So we would have those 3 destinations from Rockford, and they would park up here. I've seen TUI, actually, the 737, I saw it parked here back in 2019. So, and I actually have caught it before. There's a video on my channel of it flying over. I think it was a late 2019, early 2018 video. So I have seen those planes before. I didn't get any pictures of it parked at the gate here, sadly. I would have loved to, but that was back in the day. I had a camera. I had the camera on me. I didn't take a picture of it. I'm so sorry, but yeah. Unfortunately, we are still in the pandemic. Those international flights, they all ran before the pandemic. Pandemic hit, and they have all been suspended. I don't know when they'll come back. I hope they do soon because they were really unique. They were really expensive. They were like $3,000 a person because they are vacation packages after all. But I don't know when they'll come back, if at all, but I hope they do soon. So yeah, it was cool to see because there would be, you know, Belgian. It was a Belgian airplane, Belgian registered aircraft, 737. It would be leased out to Miami Air, and they would operate it for the few months that they had it, and then it would go back to Belgium. Those three or four planes. It was really cool. All right, now on to the real meat of this airport, the UPS Air Hub. Here's my little route sheet. So if you just hear noises in the background, that's this flapping around. So like I said, this is not even half of the Air Hub. It's way more than this. And there would be another parking like right here, but I didn't have space. So yeah. UPS, their operation in Rockford, it's all domestic. We don't have any international flights on UPS, sadly. The farthest that we have flights on UPS to is like Anchorage. That's really it. We don't have any international flights on UPS. And their operation is mainly 767, 757, and A300. We have like maybe 2 MD-11s that'll come in at nighttime from like Dallas and Newark, or is it Newark or JFK? One of those two cities, Dallas or Newark. I think it is Newark. And those will only come in at nighttime, like 10 p.m. They'll leave at like 3 a.m. sadly. So we rarely get MD-11s in the daytime. And it is a huge goal of mine to catch a UPS MD-11 in the daytime. It's very, very rare. It almost never happens. So the main UPS rush here at Rockford takes place between 10 p.m. and I think 4 a.m. I've shown it before from my house. I've filmed various UPS planes arriving during that time frame in previous plane spotting videos. Only the real ones have maybe seen those spotting videos. But it's not worth going to the airport at midnight just to see UPS's hub up. Maybe it is. It's actually pretty impressive. There's like 30 to 40 flights that'll come in during that time frame. That's when Rockford is at its busiest, because it is a UPS hub. So you can kind of understand how that works. But the busiest it gets during the morning is like this, literally 6 flights that'll arrive and depart between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m., something like that. So it's like 6 to 8 flights, I think. 6 definitely within the span of an hour or so, and then they all depart later on. So yeah, and I know you're probably thinking, why are these planes parked so close to the barricade? If you look at Rockford on Google Maps, like this part, the taxiway is like right here, and then the stands are like right there. So I guess they'll fill them up like from back to front. So the plane will taxi in and then just kind of slide into the gate like that. And then this is another taxiway as well. I don't know if they pull forward and taxi out. I would assume that's how they do it. Maybe they'll pull this plane out a bit more so that it's like safely away from the building before it starts up the engines and stuff. But I'm not too sure how that works because, like I said, I've only seen these planes like in the daytime. I've only seen them like arriving and pulling into the gate in other parts of the hub, not in this particular end, so I don't really know how that works. But enough talk, let's get into the airplanes. We'll start with the back 767. This was the first one to arrive. This is UPS 767-300. Came in from Newark as flight 2071 at 10 a.m. I've seen that flight quite often, which is really cool. And it's going to operate flight 2992 to Portland, departing at 2:15 p.m. In the middle here, lighting here. Okay. 767, my second one, UPS. This came in from Ontario, California as flight 2911 at 12:11 p.m. and is going to depart out to Phoenix, Arizona at 4 p.m. as flight 2686. That's mainly a A300 flight, but I have one. So, I'm making do with my resources, guys. Okay, and then we have the one in the front, my third 767. I had a fourth one as well. Actually, I have 5 total. I had a fourth one with winglets. I sold that one. And then I have one without winglets, but I didn't put it in the update because I'm limited on space. But that's besides the point. This third one with winglets, this just came in from Boeing Payne Field, Seattle BFI, Boeing Field. Not Payne Field, sorry, just Boeing Field, BFI Airport. Yeah, not Payne Field, that's Everett. But this came in from Seattle Boeing Field at 12:15 p.m. as flight 2991 and is going to depart out to Ontario, California. I'm so sorry. Ontario, California as flight 2628 at 2:45 p.m. All So like I said, we have a lot of, it's mainly A300s, 767s, and 757s. We have a lot of A300s as well. Unfortunately, I don't have enough A300s to simulate that. I just have this one plane right here. But yeah, this is the A300 here. This came in from Burbank, California as flight 2627 at 12 p.m. and is going to depart out to Philadelphia at 2:30 p.m. as flight 2072. Alright, and these next two routes are both A300 routes, but I have 757s, so I'm using the 757s, okay? So over here we have a UPS 757. I apologize, the lighting isn't that great. This came in from Oakland, California at 12 p.m. as flight 2951, and at 5 p.m. it's going to operate a quick repositioning flight to Chicago O'Hare as flight 9789. So they do that pretty often. They'll fly into Rockford and then they'll ferry the plane over to O'Hare, and then they'll operate another flight from O'Hare, you know, if you know what I mean. So sometimes they'll do that, and then other times the plane will come in from O'Hare and then depart somewhere else from in Rockford. So it's kind of cool how they do that. It's like a 20-minute flight from O'Hare. And then last plane, UPS 757. This one's got the Rolls-Royce RB211s. This one has the Pratt & Whitney's, so it's an older airplane than this one. But this 757 came in from Phoenix, Arizona at 10:40 a.m. as flight 2651, and is going to be departing out at 3 p.m. to Sacramento Mather Airport as flight 2508. Again, these are both A300 flights, but I don't have enough A300s, so yeah. Alright, that does it for Rockford, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. This is actually surprisingly a longer video than Dallas and Houston, but it's worth it because this is a very special airport to me. I've gotten so many amazing memories from here, going airside and just doing things I never thought I'd be able to do as an aviation enthusiast. I've been able to do them at this airport, and it's been just incredible. And I hope you enjoyed watching it, although I really wish I had more space so I could put more, more stuff, but I don't. And it's unfortunate, but I think this did a good job giving you a taste of what Rockford has to offer. Just a little taste of everything of what Rockford has to offer. So you have UPS, you have our international cargo, and you have our limited passenger operations. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Next week we got Chicago O'Hare Terminal 1 Concourse C. That's the plan. So stay tuned. It's going to be coming, I hope. My summer classes have begun. I'm taking 2 courses, and in total that's 8 credit hours, so it's a lot of work. Yesterday I spent like 8 hours doing my Calculus 3 homework, so it's brutal, but I mean, it's just, I have to get through it. It's only 8 weeks, so we'll be done with it in no time, inshallah. So that might hinder some of the videos, but we'll see how we progress going forward. Anyway, that's enough talk. I hope you enjoyed this very, very long airport update. If you did, please hit that like button. We're getting very close to 20,000. If we can hit that before August 15th, our 10th anniversary, it'll be amazing. Let me know what you thought of the video, of the airport update, what else you want to see, anything else you want to add, let me know. So again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for more videos coming out. And that's it. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.